Dr. Ethan was a brilliant scientist. He worked at a large research laboratory in the city. Many people respected his intelligence, but Ethan had one problem. He wanted all the credit for every discovery. If someone in the lab had a good idea, Ethan often ignored it. If someone helped him with an experiment, he still presented the results as his own work. One day, his young assistant, Maya, said, "Dr. Ethan, maybe we should ask the biology team for help. They understand this problem better." Ethan shook his head. "No, I can solve it myself. I don't need help." Weeks passed. Ethan worked late every night. Papers and notes covered his desk, but the experiment kept failing. One evening, Ethan visited his father, Daniel. His father was a retired science teacher who loved quiet conversations. Daniel noticed Ethan looked tired. "You seem worried," Daniel said. Ethan sighed. "My research isn't working. I've tried everything, but I will solve it. I just need more time." Daniel looked at him calmly. "Are you working alone?" "Yes," Ethan replied. "It's my discovery." Daniel smiled gently. "Come with me," he said. They walked to the small workshop behind the house. Inside were many tools and wooden pieces. Daniel placed a large wooden table in the center. "Lift this table," he said. Ethan grabbed one side and tried to lift it. The table was heavy. He struggled but could not raise it far. "It's too heavy," Ethan said. Daniel called Ethan's younger cousin, Leo, who was visiting. "Leo, help Ethan lift the table." Leo grabbed the other side. Together, they lifted the table easily. Daniel asked Ethan, "Was the table lighter?" "No," Ethan said. "Then why was it easier?" "Because Leo helped." Daniel nodded. "Good. Now try something else." Daniel placed several wooden blocks on the table. "Build a small bridge using these blocks." Ethan began working quickly. He stacked the blocks carefully. After a few minutes, the bridge collapsed. He tried again. It collapsed again. Leo watched quietly. After a moment, Leo said, "Maybe if you place the wide block at the bottom, it will hold better." Ethan paused. He followed Leo's suggestion. This time, the bridge stood strong. Daniel looked at Ethan. "Who built the bridge?" he asked. "I did," Ethan replied. Daniel asked another question. "Whose idea made it strong?" Ethan looked at Leo. "Leo's idea." Daniel folded his arms. "So tell me, Ethan, is the bridge only yours?" Ethan did not answer. Daniel spoke slowly. "Science is like this bridge. One person may place the blocks, but many minds make it strong." Ethan looked down at the table. Daniel continued, "When you try to carry the whole table alone, it is difficult. When you allow others to help, the work becomes easier. Great discoveries are rarely made by one person." Ethan was quiet for a long moment. Then he said softly, "I think I understand." The next day, Ethan returned to the laboratory. He called a meeting with the team. "Maya," he said, "please invite the biology team. I would like their ideas." The researchers gathered around the table. For the first time, Ethan asked questions instead of giving orders. "What do you think?" he asked. One scientist suggested changing the temperature of the experiment. Another recommended a different chemical reaction. Maya proposed combining both ideas. They worked together for several days. Finally, the experiment succeeded. The results were better than Ethan had imagined. A few weeks later, Ethan presented the discovery at a science conference. He stood in front of the audience and showed the results. Then he said something new. This discovery was not made by one person. It was made by a team. He called Maya and the other researchers to stand beside him. The audience applauded. Later that evening, Ethan visited his father again. "It worked," Ethan said with a smile. "The experiment succeeded." Daniel nodded. "And did you carry the table alone?" Ethan laughed. No, we lifted it together. Daniel placed a hand on his shoulder. That is how real success works. From that day forward, Ethan changed the way he worked. He listened more, he shared credit openly, and the laboratory made many more discoveries. Because Ethan finally understood a simple truth: success is shared, not owned.